Hi, George. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on After GMS. I'm Tracy McCain here with Megan Malaris, and Christian Morgan made his way back.
Hello.
From the Wyndham. Did you bring, I don't know, Ricky Fowler with you? Just wondering.
I'll be right back.
Okay. You forgot him in the car.
You forgot him and your autograph.
Hey, come here.
As a matter of fact, big surprise for you, yeah.
Yeah, I think there'll also be a line of police cars behind me if that had been the case too.
Where's Ricky? Potentially, I don't know, but you would make a name for yourself all across the country.
One way or another.
Yeah, and that maybe not in the way you wanted.
Exactly. All right, well, welcome back to the station, but your job is still the same. Got to give us a forecast.
That's right, and it's a hot one again too. There's no letting up in the heat or humidity. It's pretty relentless, guys, I'll tell you what. But for now, though, it's actually a pretty nice morning across the Triad. Clear skies, blue skies as that sun comes up. No clouds in the sky yet, but there will be some more as we go into the afternoon. Temperature-wise, not bad out the door. 69 in Greensboro right now, 71 in Winston-Salem, and down in Asheboro as well. 69 in Lexington, 67 in High Point. Of course, here's the deal. High pressure off the coast. That's the Bermuda high that we talk a lot all about in the summer. Really a heat and humidity pump for us because we're on the western side of that. So our winds coming in out of the south and southwest continue to build on that heat and humidity little by little, day by day. And that really is the driving force behind any pop-up showers and thunderstorms that we've seen the last couple days. That'll be the story again this afternoon. But now notice that cold front up to the north. That'll be creeping closer to us as we go into your Saturday. That will increase our chance for showers and thunderstorms a bit on Sunday. So again, keep that radar app handy if you're outside today. Again, going into your Saturday as well, especially in the afternoon. Once that cold front gets by us, it will actually stall out to our south on Sunday. So keep some extra clouds around. It will cool us down some, but it will keep the chance for pop-up storms in for your Sunday afternoon as well. Today, overall, bottom line, it's just hot and muggy. Low 90s for those afternoon highs, but you factor in that humidity, feeling like it's 100 degrees in many locations. And for that reason, there are heat advisories in effect to our east and down to our south as well. The Triad is actually not included in this right now, but still, you need to be careful if you're going to be outside today. Make sure you drink plenty of water, have the sunscreen, reapply that often. Where those heat advisories are in effect to our south and east, it could feel like 105 in some locations this afternoon. Tonight we'll see partly cloudy skies dropping down into the low 70s for those overnight lows. Again, upper 60s to right around 70 in the mountains and foothills as well. Real quick check on the tropics. Tropical depression still. Fred, really not all that impressive, kind of disorganized at this moment as it's moving over Cuba. That land will help kind of chop it up a bit. So I don't expect this to be a very impressive storm. It could do some re-strengthening a bit as it approaches Florida tomorrow and the Gulf of Mexico, but then its track as a remnant low will bring it up, of course, inland and to our west. So actually the Triad is not included in the cone for Fred, but still, I think it could bring us a soaking rain early next week. So for that reason, the extra clouds, the rain should hold our temperatures down as well. For your Friday, though, topping out 93 this afternoon, 90 again for your Saturday. Once that front gets by us, we're in the low and mid 80s on Sunday, still watching for pop-up showers and thunderstorms. And again, we'll watch mainly Monday to Wednesday. We're still fine-tuning the details on that, just depending on the track and the speed of Fred, but we're likely to get a soaking rain at least early next week from that system. That'll keep our temperatures on the low end too, right around 80 for Monday and Tuesday. Rain chances start to go down, temperatures start to come back up by the end of next week.
All right, we have A conversation now that some of you are already weighing in on here on our feed, given the date today.
Yes, it is Friday, August 13th. Some might consider Friday the 13th an unlucky day. Others see it as a time that you can lean into your superstitions. So we want to know this morning, are you superstitious? And if you are, what are they?
So Carol Harris commented earlier saying she is not superstitious, but when she worked in healthcare, she said Friday the 13th was usually a bad day. It seemed like everything went crazy. Steph Walker said she isn't superstitious either and considers today as good luck because she moved to North Carolina on Friday the 13th. Sergio said not at all. As a matter of fact, his wife wanted Friday the 13th tattoos, and he said, being the fun-loving, super amazing, handsome, sweet husband I am, I went along and got some with her. That's amazing. Becky is not a fan of today. She said she is superstitious and doesn't like this date at all. And somebody else commented on my page saying she remembers being back in school when the bus driver would not drive on Friday the 13th, so they always had a substitute.
Oh.
I mean, I guess if you are superstitious and you're responsible for the lives and safety of dozens of children, maybe that would be a day to take some time off.
Perhaps, yes. I love that comment on your page from the guy who went through his list of things that he is. So hilarious.
And very humble.
You know, they don't have 13th floor on hotel elevators, if you've ever noticed that. There's a lot of hotels that don't have the 13th button. It just skips. It goes 12 to 14.
Yeah. Some neighborhoods, too, don't have a house number 13.
Good point.
I didn't even think about that. So I'm not superstitious, but I think my children might be. My son came home the other day and he ran right to me and he's like, Mom, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. He's like, I was so worried about you. Simone kept stepping on all the cracks. And I was like, okay. And he's just like, how's your back? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm fine.
Step on the crack,
break your mother's back.
I didn't know that was still a thing. I thought that, like, you know, went out when I was in middle school.
Yeah, where do you
No,
learn that?
he must have picked it up from somewhere.
Must have.
And he was really concerned. And I felt for a second maybe I should play into this. Maybe I'll get like a foot massage or some ice cream or something. But I decided, you know what, better to go ahead and just let this one ride out. You know, I'm fine.
That is hilarious. So I'm not really superstitious. I love black cats and all, you know, all that stuff. I love spooky things actually too, and like Halloween. But there was one incident I remember in college. I'm not necessarily sure if it was on Friday the 13th or if it was just kind of a weird situation, but my roommate was taking a meditation class as part of her psychology degree, and she had to do this exercise where she sent the negative energy downstairs and out of the house. Well, she didn't know I was home downstairs in the room below her when she did this exercise until I told her later on what a bad day I had because I had spilled coffee all over myself. I think I was late for a class, which was not typical of me. And she said, oh my gosh, I did the meditation exercise and I sent the bad energy down to your room. And I thought, what are you talking about? Apparently there was something to it, but I told her just to stop doing whatever she was doing. Take the A in the class and move on.
Oh, wow. All right, Christian, give us an example of maybe not quite like that, but something that would make you feel superstitious, or maybe you're not superstitious at all.
I don't know. I'm not really superstitious. You know, I think it's all in the mind. It's kind of what the mindset you put yourself in. If you put yourself in a mindset to succeed, then you'll succeed. If you put yourself in a mindset to fail or to encounter problems, then you more likely will. I just think it's kind of the mindset you put yourself in. If you go forward in the day and you say, well, it's just another day, no matter what the date is, it's Friday, it's the 13th, so what? You know, we're gonna do what we always do. So I think if you set yourself in that mindset and kind of stay that path, I don't think there's anything to worry about. Now, of course, I will say, I have been driving before and I have had a black cat run in front of me in the street. And you sit there and you think a minute, you're like, Doesn't ever bother me too much, but I'm just saying, you know, you think a little bit.
See, I think that's it though. People think, or they're more in tune with things on Friday the 13th that could go wrong. And so they're noticing these things that would otherwise happen on any other day and be totally fine. So it's, I think, a mindset thing, but you know, there are some people who firmly believe in superstitions and there's a reason for that.
Yeah, Christian did mention it's a mindset thing. So yeah, I think there's something to it, but there is no problem over here. Now, as I say that, something, you know, we don't want to even infer that something could happen. So we just don't even speak things like that into existence. We just keep our mouth close.
Yep. Think good things, right? We want good things. Good things are supposed to happen on Friday.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. All right, so let's move on here because I'm not really sure that many people have superstitions. Well, we'll check and see. Bobby Odom says, I'm not. I believe God is more powerful than any superstition. Righto, Bobby, I'm right there with you. Joanne McCullen-Settle says, yeah, she has some superstitions, but she didn't say which ones. Christopher Freeman said, not superstitious, but maybe a little stitious. Get it? Because he's not superstitious. He's just stitious.
That was smooth.
Okay. I got it, and I'm laughing internally. Kim Smith said no problem with Friday the 13th. Heather Harness said not superstitious. I'm just happy it's Friday. And then Joanne said not at all. My Lord is in control. So yeah. And Bobby mentioned the house a tree fell on I lived in last year was house number 13.
Oh my. We heard from Tamrika who said no, but looking forward to the movies being on the Friday the 13th movie series. Michelle said she is superstitious with some things, but she was born on a Friday the 13th in October, so she's not superstitious with the date necessarily. And then Nadine said she woke up, looked outside, and her neighbor's black cat was staring at her. She said that was quite creepy.
Oh, I had a black cat, and
I love black
little
cats.
Marble was so
Aw.
sweet. And, you know, we set out to adopt a black cat from the Guilford County Animal Shelter because I had done a story earlier that year that they were, you know, first to not, well, I would say last to be selected and adopted from the animal shelters, which meant they were first to be the ones that were, you know, unfortunately put down. So I wanted to adopt one, and I did, and she was a blessing in our lives, but she's no longer with us, so. Little Marble, shout out.
Some shelters won't adopt black cats out on Halloween because they're worried people will do bad things to them because of these superstitions. I've always had a soft spot for black cats too, so.
Yeah. But ladders, I don't know. No, I'm joking. All right, let's move on here.
Okay, let's get to our morning headlines here. The FDA has authorized third doses of Pfizer and Moderna coronavirus vaccines for some people with weakened immune systems. They're going to be called boosters. They're meant for organ transplant recipients and others who are similarly immunocompromised. The CDC is expected to recommend the additional shots later today, allowing them to start immediately. It's interesting here, the FDA made no formal mention of Johnson & Johnson's one-dose vaccine. We'll stay on top of that.
The booster shots for people with weakened immune systems comes as the CDC reports high transmission in the triad. We want to show you here a map which shows all of the red in every county in the triad and in the state for that matter. Infectious disease expert Dr. Christopher Ohl says even though vaccination rates are up as proof by the CDC map, it might take some time to see a change in the state's metrics. Well, that map paints a good picture of what we are dealing with as more communities announce mask mandates. That's what's happening in Guilford County, where the mask mandate goes into effect tonight at 5. It applies to everyone in the county. WFMY News 2's Denise McMiller has more on what you need to know before it goes into effect tonight and how businesses plan to enforce it.
Well, Greensboro business owners anticipate being met with some frustration at the door, but they say this isn't their first rodeo, so they're prepared to deal with those situations. Cheesecakes by Alex downtown Greensboro says they've trained all of their employees on how to approach a customer when they come in without a mask. They will have disposable masks available and are willing to offer curbside service. Management says they're already starting to notice a shift in customer behavior.
A lot of our business shifted to DoorDash instead of walk-in, and then we saw that started to change over the last maybe 3 months. A lot more walk-in business and a lot less DoorDash. And then within the past month, we've seen that kind of shift again to more DoorDash orders and less walk-in. So kind of knew this was coming.
And at Blue Denim downtown Greensboro, they began requiring masks last Friday for those who dine in. The owner says he'd be interested in requiring proof of vaccination at his restaurant.
We were shut down, we were closed for 15 months and we really don't want to go back there. I'm just, I almost wish that there was a way that we could have a proof of vaccine for our guests, but right now that seems to be a difficult thing to do.
And county leaders say the mask mandate will stay until the county has a 70% vaccination rate or when positive tests drop to 5%.
Starting today, Guilford County's health department is requiring people to make appointments to get COVID-19 vaccines. No more walk-ins. The department staff says more people are getting vaccinated, and this change will help maintain social distancing in the clinics. To schedule an appointment, you can head to guilfordcountync.gov. Today is the deadline for the Rockingham County students to join virtual school if they want to learn from home this year. Rockingham County school leaders reopened enrollment for the e-learning academy after the school board voted Monday to make masks optional. Parents have through today to enroll their students. If they enroll, they must know this is a commitment for the entire school year. Right now, state data shows only about 33% of the county is fully vaccinated.
Tropical depression Fred is expected to get even stronger and intensify as it approaches the United States coastline. Forecasters say it is slowly strengthening and could regain tropical storm status today. It is anticipated to land over South Florida sometime this weekend. Fred spun over Haiti and the Dominican Republic earlier this week, leaving more than 40,000 people without power. Fred is the 6th named storm of the year, but the first in more than a month.
Well, keeping on the topic of weather, let's get you into our next social conversation of the morning.
No tropical storms, not yet anyway, here in our area, but the temperatures, they're high, they're hot, they're miserable, relentless. I can keep going here, but we'll just stop. Keep going.
It's been like a copy and paste kind of a week, as Christian has called it. In the midst of the heat, we are asking you how you feel about it. I asked you to describe your thoughts in just a few words. Try to use 3 or fewer if you can. Angela said, glad it's not winter. Heidi said that by saying better than snow. True. On the flip side, Delphine is over this forecast and said, go away heat. And Tilly said, staying inside a lot.
Yeah, okay. So, Christian, you didn't get to take part in this earlier because you were at the Wyndham. 3 words to describe the heat.
I'm over it.
There you go.
3.
That's easy.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go
I'm a
with
fall lover. You guys know that.
Yeah. That goes along with mine. I was going to say ready for fall, which is not typical of me. I love summer, but for some reason, just this heat index, it's making it miserable, even to just go on our walks that my son likes to do in the evening. It's hard to take him these days.
I would have to say stop the storms.
Stop the storms.
Because that pattern of, daytime heating, afternoon storms, we've been seeing that play out in my neighborhood all week, where for some reason it's like storming in Winston-Salem and also in my neighborhood. And I do not live in Winston-Salem. I don't know why we always get storms, but we do. So it's kind of interesting how I was watching the news and it was storming, and Tim Buckley said, we're tracking this line in Forsyth County. I'm like, well, then what is going on here? And yeah, we had storms. So
there's a little science behind that.
Is there?
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear it.
I'm just trying to geek out over here. So what happens is you notice in the afternoons, if you think about it, usually the storms are popping up in the mountains and foothills first, right? So it's actually a thing that we call high-level heat sources because they're in higher elevation, so the air doesn't have to rise as far to form those thunderstorms. So what happens is when the air rises, it forms storms quicker in the mountains and in those higher elevations. So a lot of times we'll see the storms pop up first in the foothills and in the mountains, and there's nothing really right now to push the storms around or really drive them. The winds are pretty weak, so they just kind of drift until they kind of wash themselves out. So that's why Forsyth County, Yadkin County, Wilkes County, they've seen the last few days a lot more in the way of storms than we really have here in the Triad. So you get 1 or 2 to pop up. They usually start in the foothills and mountains first.
And then they skip over all other counties and land in my neighborhood.
It was funny yesterday, you were talking about that line, it was storming bad in Forsyth County, just crazy amounts of lightning, really heavy rain, some gusty winds, and then they just kind of ran out of steam and poof, they were gone by the time they got to Guilford County and Randolph County, even parts of Davidson County too.
Yeah, the past 2 days we've gotten really loud thunder and a lot of lightning, but not a lot of rain. So just really interesting where these storms move and who gets them and who doesn't. So we're getting some comments here on our feed. Kim agreed with me, said ready for fall. Robin said enough is enough. Our Brian said unbearable hot heat. Joe, serious one here, said death by heat. That is true because you have to take very serious precautions when there are temperatures like this because of that heat index. Limit your time outside, as Christian has been saying. And then we heard from Bobby, who said this humidity stinks.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
It's pretty thick, but you know, this morning, Christian, you said that it didn't feel so bad outside at the Wyndham.
No, it didn't feel so bad outside this morning. There was a little bit of a breeze, just a little bit. So that, of course, makes all the difference. And, of course, the morning is the best time to do anything, whether it's golf or whether it's mowing the yard or anything that you got to do outside. Get it done early because, honestly, you know, I'm going back out to the Wyndham for noon, so we'll be there for our 12 o'clock show. But yeah, you know, it's nice in the morning. Yesterday when I got out there, I mean, it's just stifling hot, especially if you're in the sun. So I'll stress it again, drink plenty of water. Make sure you reapply that sunscreen often if you're going to be outside today.
Wear a hat.
Yep.
Bring like a portable fan.
One of those, you know, that spins that you can spray the water
Oh,
to.
those are the best. Yeah. I got mine from the dollar store 5 years ago. Still works well.
Nice. That was $1 well spent.
I'm sure they still have them.
All right.
Yeah. All right, so Christian, while we're talking about the weather, can you give us one last look at the forecast as we head into our weekend?
One last look at it, and I'm going to say the same thing. It's hot. It's hot. It's just downright hot. 93 degrees this afternoon, feeling like 100 degrees when you factor in that humidity. So again, be careful if you're going to be outside today. Another hot day for your Saturday, but there will be a better chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms, especially in the afternoon. So if you have outdoor plans on Saturday, just keep an eye to the sky. Keep an eye on that News 2 radar app. Neither Saturday nor Sunday are going to be a washout, okay? I'll drive that home, but there is a good chance each afternoon for those pop-up showers and thunderstorms, mainly after about 2 and 3 o'clock. Now, once that cold front gets by us, it'll kind of stall out down to our south. So we keep the clouds around, still have a chance for thunderstorms on Sunday, but we're on the back side of that cold front, so it'll be a little bit cooler. 83 for your Sunday afternoon, and then, of course, we'll watch what happens with Tropical Depression Fred. Its remnants are likely to track inland and through the Carolinas, mainly staying to our west, but I still think a soaking rain is still a possibility early next week for the Triad. So extra clouds and some rain also will hold our temperatures back around 80 degrees for Monday and Tuesday, with rain likely both of those days, and then it starts to pull away from us on Wednesday. We start drying out a bit, rain chances come down, temperatures go back up to the mid 80s by the time we're ending next week.
That will feel much better.
Yeah.
Anything. Look, 80s feels much better than low 90s. And if we can get rid of the humidity, I know it takes a while to do, but once we do that, things will really start to improve.
Yeah, it's always a give and take, though. I feel like as soon as we cool off, those rain chances increase, at least consistently. So, you know, but we'll take it. We do need some cooler air.
You know, there's still some places that need some rain, too.
Exactly. All right, so we've got that good vibe going right now. Let's continue that with some good feelings and some of the things that made us really laugh on the Good Morning Show this week.
This is the best of GMS. Have a great weekend.
See you later.
Today is a day to give a little extra love, snuggle time, playtime, because it's National Son and Daughter Day.
So give a shout out to your kid. Sorry.
She got really excited.
Plenty of humidity to go around.
For everybody.
Who's dishing it out? Like, you get some humidity.
I got some for you. I got some for you. I got some for you. And oh yeah, some for me.
Half a teaspoon, please.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give mine back to you. It's a return policy.
That's it.
I'm just making notes of all this marriage and wedding advice that you guys are giving me. That way I can just kind of keep it in my back pocket for the future.
Okay. Ooh, for the near future?
No.
That's a cliffhanger.
My parents will be celebrating 50 soon, and my mom told me that her secret was just shrugging it off. And I'm like, wow, you're so much better. I have to address every single thing. I'm like, no, but remember what you did last Saturday at 2 o'clock? And I have to give a timeline of what happened and then how I felt, and then an hour and a half later, he gets to respond.
I spend a lot of time with the both of you each morning, so I make middle notes.
Yeah.
I jot things down.
I would love to see your notebook.
I know.
Don't dwell on things like Tracy.
Shrug it off, not like Tracy. Got it.
I love it.
Well, this is North Carolina A&T Aggie, now Olympic gold medalist Randolph Ross, coming home from Tokyo.
First of all, Aggie pride, you know. Aggie pride. Did I do it okay? I gotta practice.